All right, time to fill that snowblower up. Oh, I left my gas can outside. There's probably water in the gas. I'm gonna have to deal with this right now. Well, actually, I don't have to because I've got an electric snowblower. And can you believe that my cousin who helps me run this dealership has the audacity to tell me that I should be sticking with a gas-powered snowblower? Well, Dan and I are gonna duke it out today. Tune in. So we're here to kind of test the battle, gas versus electric. I'm on the electric side, Dan.
I'm on the gas side.
He's on the gas side. So we just kind of want to go through. I'm gonna be really pro-electric. He's gonna be pro-gas. You make your decision on what you would choose.
So we wanted to do an apples to apples comparison on these two blowers. The electric one is the E24 Power Max. It's a good snowblower, don't get me wrong, but I lean more towards the 824. All right, let's talk about this gas-powered 824 OE snowblower. This has got a 252cc engine on it. It can throw the snow 45 feet with this 11-inch auger, right? Same frame as the electric model, right? Apples to apples comparison is the same, but guess what? I'm not stopping. If I'm a commercial guy and I'm going account to account, I don't have to stop and charge batteries. I'm just filling this thing up. I'd like to see after a half hour of use, I put another gallon of gas in that versus the batteries that have been in that one that are already warm, already been used. I don't want to have to worry about after a half hour of use if my battery life is not going to get me to the next job. I just check the oil, fill it with gas, and keep on going. Electric start, you don't have to worry about the pull start. You hook it up to an extension cord, you've got your electric start. Still have all the great features, throwing the snow either side. If I'm picking a snowblower, this is the one I'm picking.
So, you know, Dan makes some good points, but the reality is 45 feet it can shoot the snow, so can this. This has got the exact same amount of power. I will grant that after potentially 20-30 minutes of runtime, you may see a little bit less. So my argument for this, it's not for the commercial guy. It's not for this endless driveway that goes to the point you can't see it from the house. This is for a confined space. This machine, they say, can clear a 26-car driveway. This comes standard with 2 batteries, and you can add an optional 3rd battery to be able to clear even more cars. That's talking about a capacity of 10 inches of snow, and most of the snow that we're seeing, and we're in Michigan, is not 10 inches. It depends on where you're located, but it's gonna be able to clear far more than this. So Toro's trying to be conservative with these numbers. The capacity is more than maybe what someone might think about as far as what this blower can really do. So yeah, you can get 26 car capacity. Well, that would change it to a 39 car capacity. You're spending a couple $100 more, right? So it seems like you're spending more money. Well, in the end, you're not paying for gas. You're not coming in next fall to get the carburetor clean. It's a common thing that we've got to do here at Howe Equipment. So you're going to see a lot less maintenance costs on this. An argument can be, of course, that you're going to run out of battery, at some certain point in time. I'd make a case that if you have a smaller driveway, that this is absolutely perfect for you, even up to a moderately sized driveway or even large driveway. It depends on how much you want to spend, because you can get 3 batteries. You could maybe have the Toro blower or the trimmer and have some other batteries. So if you're plugging into the system of Toro and you have 4 of these batteries or you have 5 of these batteries, then it starts to become, to me, a no-brainer to use this setup. The advantage is having this battery that can go in any of the 60-volt tools that Toro has. Literally, I've only got 1 battery. It's running off of 1 battery right now, and it's still supplying enough power to power the machine. And I can still turn it on. I can still see it operate. I can still turn the auger on. So just because 1 battery goes dead or you're really at the end of life, this is going to go all the way until you run out of juice in both batteries. So it's going to be quieter. You can get out earlier in the morning, but there's certainly a limit to the runtime. So I'd say if you have a small enough property, or maybe you got bigger pockets and it's not so much about money for you and you can buy a couple more batteries to do the job. Because if I was picking all day long, even though you can plug in, to just pull the handle and go, it's just so much easier. So this is gonna be for maybe someone who's not so good with just pulling the choke off or wanting to deal with anything that's carbureted. It's easier, it's quieter. To me, this looks like a big V-twin engine. This looks cooler than the gas-powered, and the setup, you know, of the frame besides that is the exact same. This is electric. They integrate these lights in them, so you get a few better features. You have some cushion on your hand that you actually don't get in the equivalent model, and you're paying $200 more. So I think it depends, right, who you are, but I think this is a much better option if you have a moderately sized driveway, especially as you think of the convenience of what battery powered tools are giving you nowadays to just press a button and go.
Okay, Matt makes some pretty good points, right? I like the turnkey, you know, the convenience of it, the quietness, I get that. But if you have a little bit of mechanical sense, right, and you know, okay, I'm gonna put ethanol-free gas in it, so I don't have to worry about the carburetor, you know, getting gunked up. That I'm saving, the $200 that I'm saving up front, that's gonna get me through my oil change, that's gonna get me through a little bit more gas, but you know what? After 5 years, after 15 years, I'm not trying to find a battery charger, or are my batteries even lasting that long, right? How long have gasoline engines been around? I'm not worrying about in 5 or 10 years, are those batteries still good, or do I know where the charger is, or are they even charged, right? I'm putting my ethanol-free gas in it, and I'm getting to work. Toro snowblowers have been around for a long time. We still see them in the shop. 15, 20 years old coming in, get regular routine service done. I don't know what that technology is going to look like in 15 years. I don't know if they're going to have stuff come out next year that's going to outdate any of this stuff. So my choice is right here, the tested, the true, the Toro snowblower gasoline.
Dan makes some good points as well. To me, that's something you really do need to think about, because we certainly don't want to see this battery technology change in the next year. And I can absolutely speak for the fact that, yeah, that has happened in Toro's past as this is freshly coming out. But I've looked at the technology that Toro's putting in, and I know next year and the year thereafter, they're coming out with brand new commercial battery technology, and it looks exactly like this. It will fit into these ports, and those are going to be made for years and years thereafter. This battery style will be around for a long period of time. So to me, that's not necessarily something to worry about in the very immediate future, but there's no doubt that sometime down the road, could that change? I gotta believe that Toro, other companies that you guys even look into, are going to, even if they update something, are going to have the same type of plug-in system. But you know, I brought some other toys over here to kind of give my argument a little bit more, because this blower from Toro, you know, sells for the low 200s, and there is a difference in these batteries. This is a little bit smaller. This is a 60 volt, 2.5 amp hour, and it's a 135 watt. Well, what comes in the Toro snowblowers is a 60 volt, 6 amp hour, 324. So this is much bigger of a battery, but even so, even with the difference of battery sizes, and like I said, there's gonna be some commercial battery technology that's gonna come out that could plug into this as well. If you bought the snowblower and you still wanted a little extra oomph, you could still plug that into this system, because all of these are universal, and it will still register here on the side as showing the amount of battery level. So that's really cool that you could do that, and vice versa when you're done with this, because snowblowers, you know, that's a tool you might use for 2-3 months out of the year. You could grab one of these heavy amp batteries, and maybe you wanted a little extra runtime out of your blower, for example, and guess what? This can plug right in. So it's gonna feel a little bit heavier, but I just gained tons of runtime out of this tool. So, and of course you see here, you can do this with all these different tools. So I think that's what's really cool, really versatile. To me, point blank, you are going to have a better operator experience if you pick the electric. It's easier. You can simply press the button and go. You're not gonna have to deal with pulling, you're not gonna have to deal with getting the choke just right. So the experience of what you're doing is going to be better. Yes, you may have to spend more in batteries if you want that extreme long run time. And yes, maybe 5 to 10 years from now, you do need to worry about the batteries all changing. So the experience, it's gonna be better. To me, that's my argument. The absolute long run time, if you are looking at just pure dollars and cents, there's a little bit of a question mark on the electric side. But to me, if you want the best operating experience, you go with battery, especially if you've got a certain time period, a constraint that you got to be within, and you're not going to driveway after driveway after driveway, kind of like a commercial person does. So, you know, Dan, you made some good points. I kind of equate this to, it feels scary maybe when you're selling your used vehicle to buy another used vehicle, right? Because it's the unknown. The reality is the chance of something going wrong in the new vehicle, it's probably the same chance as something going wrong in your own vehicle. To me, that kind of goes into the psyche of the human mind of the unknown. And if you're willing to kind of take that leap and see some of these things for the first time, this technology has come a long way, and many different players are getting into this battery-powered tool technology. And to me, it's the absolute future. Do you want to jump in now, or do you want to wait 4 or 5 years from now? I think the technology's there. Dan, I think you got a good argument, but I think everyone's going to come to the light maybe in the next few years, and hopefully you make that jump right now.